Just a quick break, guys. Cityscape will be back just in a few with the lead cast of the Philippine production of Sweeney Todd. Don't miss that.
You know me, ideas just pop into my head and I keep thinking, seems a downright shame.
Shame?
Seems an awful waste. Such a nice plump frame, what's his name has, nor it can't be traced. Business needs a lift, debts to be erased. Think of it as thrift, as a gift, if you get my drift. Now, seems an awful waste. I mean, with the price of mint, what it is, when you get it, if you get it.
Ha!
Good, you've got it. Take, for instance, Mrs. Mooney and her pie shop. Business never better, using only pussycats and toast. Now a pussy's good for maybe 6 or 7 at the most. And I'm sure they can't compare as far as taste.
Mrs. Lovett, what a charming notion,
Well,
eminently
it does
practical and
seem
yet
a
appropriate as always. Mrs. Lovett, how I did without you all these years, I'll never know. How
Think about it, lots of other gentlemen will soon be coming
also
for a shave. Won't they?
undetectable.
Think
How
of
choice,
all that
how rare,
time.
for what's the sound of the world out there?
What, Mr. Todd, what, Mr. Todd, what is that sound?
Those crunching noises pervading the air.
Yes, Mr. Todd, yes, Mr. Todd, yes, all around.
It's man devouring man, my dear. And who are we to deny it in here?
Welcome back to Cityscape. You just heard one of the songs from the chilling musical Sweeney Todd. And with me right now are the leads of the play, Mr. Audie Gemora and Miss Menchu Lauchengco-Yulo. Thanks for joining us. I am so thrilled to have you guys here.
Thank you for inviting us.
I heard you're only on your second week, so...
Yeah, so be kind, okay? Theater greats, I'm really so honored. So let's go straight to Sweeney Todd. This is Rep's final present
Final show for the year.
Philippines.
It's the Rep has a big musical every year, and
Yes.
this is the big musical for the year of November.
And what
it
did you do
closes
last year?
Last
Was
year
it
was A
Christmas Carol.
With
With you were in it.
Yes,
you were
I
Scrooge.
was Scrooge, yeah.
A Christmas Carol, very fitting for the holidays.
holidays.
Sweeney Todd, a little darker.
Exactly. Yes, yes. We've gotten that comment before, but it wasn't really. It has nothing to do with the whole Christmas thing. It's just that is really the schedule for the big musical of Rep, and they wanted to do Sweeney Todd, so it just fell in that particular.
But
area.
why did you choose, well, I know it's not for the holidays, but why did you choose Sweeney Todd towards the end of the year?
Because it is the big musical.
Ah,
So it has
okay.
to fit in the November-December slot.
Okay,
Because
so-
that's always where the big musicals are.
Got it. So
Yes.
let's talk about Sweeney Todd itself.
Okay.
I know that you guys staged it in
82 at the
Wow.
Meralco Theater.
You know, it's so weird because Sweeney Todd, I guess for non-theater enthusiasts, you kind of only hear about it, like let's say from Johnny Depp.
Right.
He
right.
did it only recently.
Right,
So now,
right.
do you think that there's a new wave of like people appreciating the Sweeney Todd story?
Matagal na, we've been wanting to do Sweeney Todd for the longest time because like we tell everybody, it's like the Olympics of musical theater. I mean,
Talaga?
it's like the show to do. I mean, you know, because it's so
For a
difficult.
theater actor.
For a theater actor.
Yes, because
Yes.
like for non-theater actors, you'd think Les Miserables or Miss Saigon
Yeah.
or Phantom of the Opera.
Also because they're the more popular ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Sweeney Todd was actually, before, some people may not be aware because they only know the movie. Sweeney Todd was actually a musical that first opened on Broadway March 1979.
Wow.
And there has been several versions of it, and a recent revival in, I think, 2003 or 4 was revived again on Broadway, and then the movie came out. So a lot of people think it's just the movie, but it's really based
That's
on
why.
the musical. Yes.
And now I guess it'll be good because people recognize Sweeney Todd and they'd like to see it
Right,
now in a
right.
theater performance.
Well, it has its plus and minus. Kasi though, when we found out, we've been wanting to do Sweeney Todd for the longest time, but the big challenge was before was it's an unknown musical, not very popular, it's kind of gory, so who's gonna like that? Until the movie was gonna come out. So we got really excited because we thought, oh, finally everybody's gonna know about it. The backlash is
Yeah.
that it became so gory and bloody because Tim Burton movies are slasher movies always, di ba?
Always, yes.
It's so macabre. So talagang he had blood spurting all over the place. So now everybody's like, oh, we don't want to watch Sweeney Todd because it's too bloody. And we're saying, no, this is not the slasher version. This is like the musical, the fantastic music of Sondheim.
If you don't really listen to like the blood and the guts that are actually in the meat pies,
Yes.
you'd think that it was a
Yes.
very happy, upbeat
And
song.
we're actually laughing throughout that song. We're hysterical with laughter.
But okay, so Sweeney Todd, the role, do you think it's a prime role? And would you, as a theater actor, would you have to do it at least once in your life?
That's why we made sure we did it before we
Before we got too old.
No, never too old for you guys.
You know, when this was staged in 1982, Menchu played the young girl, Joanna. And I just choreographed. I was too young to play the role. So that was always in the back of our minds that someday, pag matanda na kami or may edad na kami, we can finally sing it. Because also, as a singer, your voice develops as you get older.
Yes, of course.
So there was just no way we could have sung it in that manner. Now our voices are fuller.
We're the right age for the roles.
Sweeney Todd is almost operatic already.
And for like the Sweeney Todd that we have this coming, it's coming this weekend.
We
yes.
open
we're
on
opening this
Saturday,
weekend,
November 14th.
Yes, of course. Okay, apart from the 2.0 upgrade, I'm sure the set is a little different from the 1982 version. And the costumes you were saying a while ago, there's a little bit of a
our
contemporary
costumes are
twist.
designed by Gino Gonzalez, and what
Okay.
he does is he takes the silhouette of the 18th century and gives it a twist. So there's a contemporary touch to the period of the 18th century. I don't want to say too much so that I don't give it away, but that's his take on it. The sets are also very stylized, not deviating too much from the original set because it needs to be structured the same way, but it's the setting is very stylized. The sets are by Mio Infante and then the lights are by John Batalha.
And the best thing about this thing is absolutely the music, and we're so lucky to have Gerard Salonga and his orchestra Philharmonica to accompany us. It's not very often that you get a musical with a full orchestra, so...
But I'm sure that even the younger generation that's with you now, like the one who played your role when you were
Lena
in
Mackenzie,
1982, yes.
who is a first time acting with repertory, comes from the opera world. She's
Yes, you were saying
she's
opera
classically trained.
Okay.
And this is her first musical theater venture. Franco Laurel, who plays Anthony, is his first time in rep. The original Anthony was in 82 was Cocoy Laurel, so it's fun.
Oh, wow.
It's, it's fitting that Franco now takes over the
Full
role.
circle, yeah.
Marvin Ong plays Tobias. Liesel Batucan plays the beggar woman. Roger Chu as the judge. Robbie Guevara as the beadle. Robbie Jalsita is Pirelli. Directed by Michael Williams, co-directed by Baby Barreto.